All right. What's good? Welcome to the 25th episode of the SlashMMR podcast. Last week, not last week, last month, last episode I did, I said the 25th as well. I had it mixed up. The last month was the 24th. Now it's officially the 25th, which also marks the 2 year anniversary of the podcast already. I started this in May 2023. Yeah, it's already been 2 fucking years. I can't believe that time's going so fast, man. That we're already in 2025, already halfway almost as well. It's already fucking May. So yeah, 2 year anniversary of the podcast, man. Looking back, of course, we're still kicking it every single month. Haven't missed a single month. Although of course the schedule's been a bit off recently. I always did it the first Saturday of every month, but I've been kind of lacking on that like since like the past 3 or 4 episodes. So I don't know what the future's gonna hold. I mean, I definitely still enjoy making these, of course. So I'm gonna keep doing them once a month for sure. Although how it will continue, um, when that time will be each month, I don't really know yet. As currently I do it like in sort of like in the middle of each month, like leaning a little more towards the earlier half. But yeah, I don't know, for some reason I feel like the first Saturday of the month doesn't really feel, I don't really feel ready for that always. Like I'm not really always in the mood to record one of these. Of course it's a once a month thing, but I gotta have enough topics. I gotta want to talk about some stuff. But yeah, I still do them every 1 month. So hopefully whoever still enjoys these, hopefully you keep enjoying them. I'm gonna keep bringing them. Hopefully, yeah, for a long time. I don't have plans of stopping anytime soon. So unless I like just run out of topics, I mean, I always figure something out. But yeah, man. Like I said, 2 year anniversary. So of course, yeah, looking back at the podcast, man. I mean, it's been a wild ride. Of course, I uploaded the first episode on May 6th. So yeah, it's been quite a while. Of course, I used to have the audio wave thing on the audio spectrum, I think it's officially called, on YouTube, but I lost my Adobe subscription, so I don't have that anymore. But yeah, hopefully I can get that back someday. Now it's just one still image the whole time, which is also it's not a disaster, but it is what it is, man. So yeah, 2 year anniversary. Of course, I'm really proud of the podcast, man. Still, I dropped some great episodes throughout the years, so we're gonna keep going. Like I said, no plans on quitting anytime soon. It's just a fun little hobby, I guess, on the side. Well, of course, I'm not that active on YouTube anymore now as I used to be. Um, so yeah, it has kind of become like not a majority of my content, but like still like more than it should be. I mean, I used to upload like daily. Um, Back in 2023 for a while. I used to upload like daily. It was like once every 2 days, like every other day. But then I did daily for like almost half a year with daily streams as well. And then I had the podcast there, so it was like once a month. It was really like a lot of content and just one podcast. Now it's like two or maybe three videos max, and then another podcast again. So I don't know. I don't really like how that looks on my channel per se, but hopefully, I did say that in the beginning of the year I want to make more videos. I haven't really gotten to that yet. Um, so yeah, I don't know what I'll do yet. I mean, I have a huge backlog of videos that I need to edit. I'm just too lazy. Okay, but I'm locking in. Okay, like I've made some progress with some stuff. As well for my second channel, the slash clan channel, which if you're not subscribed to it, links in the description. You can check it out there. I haven't uploaded there in like 2 years almost, but I have like 15 videos of game nights from my Discord server that I still have yet to upload there. So yeah, we'll see. I don't even just need to upload them; I need to edit them still. So yeah, we'll see how I catch up to all that. Because one thing that I've been dealing with recently is not having a lot of space on my computer, as well as my phone. By the way, my iPad, I never had an issue with that, but my phone currently is also, it needs to like update, but I don't have any storage. I think I have like 60 gigabytes of storage or something. I'm not even sure, but yeah, I have a lot of stuff in my photos. Mostly videos, not mostly videos. I mean, there's a lot of videos as well that just videos take up way more fucking space than fucking picture does. So yeah, I have a lot of stuff from my Japan trip. If you guys remember that, I made like a bunch of videos and photos that I just never posted, on Instagram or something. Which usually I just post something on Instagram and then I just delete it from my photos because it else just takes up space. But I never did any of that, so I might have to just catch up and like somehow clear that up. I mean, there's one time we went to an aquarium in aquarium. I don't know why I said it so weirdly. Aquarium, in back in Japan, and I took a lot of videos there. So it's probably like if I clear that up, I might just have enough room to update my phone again. Of course, I do have an iPhone 11, so um, yeah, it's old. Okay, like we're currently on iPhone 16, I'm pretty sure. Um, yeah, the 16, and yeah, I bought my iPhone 11. I bought it 4 years ago, so it's yeah, I've had it for a bit, and I've had it even longer than I had my previous phone before that. I mean, I used to have an iPhone SE, which was really small. Fucking, it was trash, but it was really small, and I had that from like 2018 to 2021, I think. Then yeah, so that was about like 3.5 years that I had that, maybe, or like even less maybe. But yeah, the iPhone 11 still works great. I do notice, of course, after a little while, your battery gets a little less good, but I still make it throughout the whole day easily. I mean, I had work today. Of course, I'm not on my phone at work the whole time, but I still use it sometimes. I'm on 62% right now, and it says it's 8:24 p.m. So yeah, I don't have any issue with that really, unless it's like I'm like out all day on my phone constantly. But I think that's also kind of normal. I don't know. Better phones, of course, handle that properly. As well as sometimes it gets hot fast when it's like in the sun or something, or when I just use it a lot. I don't know, but it still works fine. I just need to really fix my storage issue so it can actually update, because that's pretty important, of course. But I'll get to that soon, as well as with my PC. Like I said, I have a lot of recordings as well that I just have not edited yet, and I'm just really, really lazy. But I really am like starting to focus on that just to get that out of the way, right? Because it is, of course, annoying because whenever I want to install a game or something, I just don't have space. Actually, I had to uninstall Fall Guys. I mean, I haven't played that shit in like 2 years, but okay, like a year and a half maybe. Actually, I played it sometime last year. It's not that long ago, but yeah, I just had to uninstall that so I can make some space because I just couldn't do anything anymore. And oh, I just hit my mic on accident. Excuse me. But the most annoying thing is with space, and I've had this before. I've always had space issues on my former PC. I never had any idea where all the fucking space, like why I had so much space. I mean, so much space filled up already. Like I had like almost nothing left, and I just didn't fucking know how. So I was like, okay, when I have a new PC, it's gonna be all good, all clear. But now, yeah, I have this new PC, and it's still not great. I mean, of course, I have two different drives, and the one is for like certain things, and the other was for the other things. But I think that for me, the main issue is that I just have certain things on the wrong drive, which just makes one drive really full and one drive not that full. I think I have like quite a lot left on my D drive, and I'm pretty sure the C drive's like loaded, like almost full. But that's the one where games go, pretty sure. I'm not that much of an expert on this, but yeah, pretty crazy. But I'm working on getting those videos out at some point. Like I said, I got to edit them. I have a lot of recordings, and whenever I clear all that up, I should have like a normal amount of space again, and I just need to like manage it properly from that point on. One thing also is that I used to have, of course, I used to stream a lot, and now I haven't streamed in ages, but I used to, like I said, daily streams. I would also download the VODs of that and upload them to my second channel, SlashMMR2, and I would upload the full stream there to view afterwards. I used to also sometimes use those streams for videos, so I'd keep them downloaded for a bit, and then I'd edit them, and then whenever I was done with them, I'd delete them when I uploaded the video to my main channel. But yeah, I also for a while I had a lot of streams stacked up because I even got lazy with uploading the VODs to my second channel, so I just didn't even do that, and I had to go like I cleared it up a couple months ago, and I uploaded like I don't even know, like fucking like 30 or more VODs at the same time, and I cleared it all up. But I had one VOD which was a big issue because, and this is from ages ago, like a year and a half ago. It was my 24-hour stream. If anyone remembers that, you're a legend. It was a wild stream. I did that somewhere in late October. I'm pretty sure late October 2023, and I've had that downloaded since then. Okay, like it's been on my PC for ages. I can't believe it's been so long. But yeah, that fucking file was like 63 fucking gigabytes. I don't know how, but yeah, I mean, of course, I know how. It's fucking 24 hours long, but that's still massive, though. So the reason that I put that off so long, I mean, it's kind of stupid. I tried uploading it to YouTube, of course, but then they got mad because it's fucking 24 hours long. It was too long to be uploaded, okay? Apparently, I looked it up at the time because actually I did do it like shortly after that, the stream was over. A couple days went by maybe, and I tried uploading that shit to my second channel. But yeah, they said it was too long. So I googled it, and apparently, pretty sure the limit is either 12 hours or 256 gigabytes, whichever you reach first. So let's say you have a 6-hour file, which would normally be fine, but if it's over 256 gigabytes, you cannot upload it. But let's say it's only like 50 gigabytes, but it's over 12 hours, you still can't upload it either. So it's either one of those, whichever criteria you hit first. Yeah, you can't upload that video, which I think is strange because I've seen plenty of videos that go over 12 hours. So I don't know, yeah, how that's even possible then, how those people did it. Maybe you need to have a certain status, like you need to be verified or something, or I don't know, you gotta like have some sort of contact person on YouTube, like let them know beforehand, like, yo, I'm gonna try to do this. Let me post it. But anyways, man, so I had to of course I had to split it up. So I did eventually do that. Now I split it up in like 3 separate videos. I had to cut it and then export it, which took a bit. So that's what I put off the whole time. Just I didn't feel like I was too lazy to cut it in 3 parts, 3 8-hour parts. But I did do it finally. So after a year and a half, it's finally up on my second channel. So yeah, it's called /MMR and /clan shorts and VODs. It was for my shorts as well, stream clips and stuff. But yeah, you can check it out there. It's a historical stream, bro. 24 hours, it was insane. And it was not a sleep stream, okay? Like, I don't like people that will like do these streams like 24 hours long or like whatever, and then they just sleep in it. Like, bro, get the fuck out of it. Just fucking stream. Like, it's sleep streams, I don't hate them, but like, don't advertise something as like some insane stuff like, oh, I'm streaming for so much hours straight, and then you're just sleeping. Like, you gotta get on the grind, bro. And of course, if it's like Kai Cenat, like doing a subathon for like 30 days, of course he's gonna fucking sleep. But I mean, if it's just like a one-time 24-hour thing, like, just stay awake, bro. What the fuck's wrong with you? Like, it doesn't hit the same, man. Like, if you really have been awake for this 24 hours, you really just had fun, had a great time. Of course, you're gonna be a bit sleep deprived, perhaps. I remember in that stream, I was like, really, in the morning, I almost fell asleep. I was just with my eyes closed, like laying back in my chair. It was bad. But then I played like 8-ball pool, on Cool Math Games. I played 8-ball pool. And that really made me lock in, bro. Like, I was focused on the game. I really had the angles, the precision. I was really good at it, too. I haven't played it since, but it was a really good game. And it really just woke me up, like, mentally. I was, like, really focused suddenly. And I had a burst of energy again. But shit was, like, 6, 7 a.m. And there was, like, 2 people in my chat at that time because everyone was asleep. Anyways, man, I'm getting a bit off track here. We're talking about storage stuff. So, yeah, that's just some stuff that I have to sort out, especially with all those unedited videos. Like, I've just had recordings for months, even, or more than a year, just sitting in my recording folder that I just haven't gotten to. I don't know what's wrong with me, man. I really gotta get on the grind, but it's lazy, bro. It's lazy. But anyways, man, next topic I want to discuss, the biggest argument, well, it's not, it is an argument. The biggest argument of 2025, to say the least, maybe one of the biggest of all time, certainly the biggest since the... it's more debate more than arguments, but the biggest debate since the wheels versus doors debate. I don't know if any of you guys remember that. People would be like, "Do you think there are more wheels or more doors in this world?" And there'd be like 2 sides. Either way, this debate I'm talking about now, you probably have heard of it. It's been really big. It's 100 gorillas. No, other way around. I said it wrong. 100 men versus 1 gorilla. Okay, who would win? Now, this is an interesting idea, of course, if you really want to think about it. I mean, just really fist fight, right? No tools, no fucking guns. Just really like 100 men fighting a gorilla, like real shit. Now, this some guy posted this on Twitter, like just a random thought, just post that shit, and it completely blew up to the point where even Mr. Beast replied to it. But he got in trouble for that. I want to say, I don't know if his reply was actually real because it seems kind of wild, but apparently, like, the original tweet had the N-word in it. He was like, would 100 fellas be able to beat a gorilla? But then, of course, fellas is the N-word. And then apparently Mr. Beast replied to that saying, like, should I test this for a video? But then people were trying to cancel him for replying to a tweet with the N-word in it. Like, bro, it's getting out of hand, man. It's getting out of hand. like I think he deleted it. Like I'm sure 100% sure if it's real, but I'm pretty sure it was a real tweet. But don't quote me on that. But there was a huge drama as well. Like he just like bro, just fucking chill. How can you not even reply to those words anymore? Like it's stupid. Anyways, yeah. So that was the start, and it really already blew up before Mr. Beast even got to it. I think, but of course that even blew it up more. So yeah, that was viral like everything, man. My neighbors were saying it was on TikTok and stuff, but yeah, huge debate. Now, if you want to hear my personal take on it, I think it's the man, no question. I mean, 100. Okay, you're talking about 100. Yeah, like I know a gorilla is big, and you know, strong, of course, but 100 is a lot. Okay. But also, I've seen a lot of different opinions on it. I mean, some people think the gorilla would absolutely smash those fucking guys. Pause. Just really beat them up in a fight, and just yeah, it would be no match for a 100 man. But I think that's ridiculous, bro. I mean, 100. You have any idea how fucking much that is? Even though a gorilla might be stronger, of course, in a one-on-one combat, it's game over, right? For any human, I think. Unless you got like the Rock in there, but I think even he stands no chance against a real fucking gorilla. But yeah, I don't know, man. 100, like I said, it's a lot. I don't know. It really also depends on the man. I mean, if you put 100 clones of me in there, we might be cooked. But I mean, if it's just like 100 like decently fit guys, I think it would be fine. Like I don't think we would suffer huge loss, but we definitely win. I don't think 100 me's could win. Maybe not. I mean, I don't really have great muscle. I don't really. I'm checking my arms right now. I'm pretty thin. So I don't know. I might be cooked if I was standing there with 99 other clones of me, but definitely just 100 regular guys. They're like decently fit. I mean, it's no match, bro. Seriously, the gorilla is cooked. And I also saw like some experts talking about this. Some expert even said that it would probably take only like 10 men to fucking do it, maybe even less. So yeah, of course the gorilla. Also, you gotta understand something about stamina, right? I mean, the gorilla, 100 men. He's gonna like run out of like stamina. He's gonna get like he's huge, all right. Also, to move those muscles, it takes you know a lot of energy as well, and he's gonna run out of energy, right? It's also as well with boxing. Like when you're in the ring with someone, and someone is way stronger than you, they might have an insane punch, but if they're like bigger and you're like tinier, all you got to do is just like really just circle around and just like get him tired, and then you can strike when he's at a low point. And yeah, 100 men. I mean, bro, even if you like take turns, right? If it's just one man at a time, I still think that by the end of the 100, that at some point the gorilla would really just be too tired to even do anything. Like really, 100. You got to understand that's a huge number. So, anyways, let me know what you think about that whole argument, the whole debate. I definitely think the men. Yeah, we'll definitely just win. Like, no chance for the gorilla. But it definitely sparked some interesting debates. Of course, we also had the Colosseum back in the Roman Empire days, or the Greeks. I don't even remember. I think both of them had it. But those are real fights. Of course, I mean, you had men fighting with lions and shit. Gladiators, they were. But yeah, those of course they had spares and stuff. I don't know. Maybe some didn't. I don't know. I don't know how shit went. But we should bring that back, bro. Low key. I mean, if there's people that want to do that. Just for willing participants, then why not, man? I think it will be entertaining. Although I don't know, it's kind of insane to imagine how regular some things used to be. I mean, just imagine nowadays sitting in like, in like a football stadium, but then instead of playing football on the field, there's just some guy fighting a lion, and as he's getting torn to shreds, everyone just starts clapping and stuff. Like, bro, I don't know, man. It's kind of wild how the world moves, of course. I mean, comparing our current day society to what it was 1,000 years ago, this type of stuff people were doing 1,000 years ago, like we just could not imagine nowadays. But yeah, that was just an interesting debate. Of course, the 100 men versus one gorilla sparked some interesting memes as well, for sure. But yeah, that was a really, really big debate. Still ongoing, but people are kind of dragging it at this point. It's over, bro. The 100 men win. And that's my conclusion. Also, another huge news thing. Yeah, the Pope died. Pope Francis, rest in peace. He seemed like a really chill guy. I never got to meet him, unfortunately. Not like I I have any status to meet someone like that, but yeah, that was also a huge moment because JD Vance actually was at the Pope, and then like a couple hours later the Pope died, so people were saying like JD Vance is like cursed. Um, so yeah, that was interesting. And then like a day after, JD Vance was like with Netanyahu, and people were like, "Bro, please, please, JD Vance." I'm pretty sure, or people were just asking him to go to Netanyahu. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure he was with Netanyahu, but either way, people were really hoping that Netanyahu would also suffer a demise, but that did not happen yet. Either way, the Pope died, man. Pope Francis, rest in peace. There was a huge funeral held, of course. I didn't watch it. Just because I was asleep and then I forgot. Like I always sleep in very late. It wasn't a Sunday, um, and also huge drama for the Netherlands during that day as well. Because I mean, it wasn't really that big of a drama, but people made it a big drama because actually that Sunday that the Pope got had his funeral held was the same day that we have a national holiday. It was King's Day, which for us it's just the King's birthday. And this changes whenever there's a new person in charge. Of course, we used to have Queen's Day. Real OGs will remember that. I've lived through some Queen's Days, which was a way different day. I don't remember which day it was, but I think actually it was pretty close to each other. But yeah, now we have King's Day. Of course, we have King Willem Alexander, and yeah, it was his birthday. But yeah, of course, suddenly the Pope died, and yeah, I mean, apparently it's standard for kings and stuff to go to the funeral. Although apparently, looking back at our history, apparently our royal family has never went to such a funeral before. But people were all like speculating, like, "Oh my God, are they going to go to the funeral? Are they going to celebrate King's Day here in the Netherlands?" Because the thing with King's Day is that the king and his family, actually, I don't know if the whole family goes or just him and the queen, but yeah, he goes to some randomly selected village, and the village, of course, prepares a lot of stuff beforehand, and yeah, they prepare for that a long time. Okay, so if suddenly the Pope dies and then there's a funeral and the king would be going there, then of course that would be very unfortunate for that town as well. But yeah, then it just sparked the whole debate because like, oh, but the Pope is being having his funeral. Can we really celebrate King's Day on that day? Isn't that like disrespectful? Like, I don't know, man. When it comes to all these like disrespecting the dead arguments and stuff, I think that really in most cases the dead person in question would really not care. Like, I don't think Pope Francis would have minded at all, bro. Like I think he would encourage our king to just go do King's Day like how any year goes. Like, I don't really think he would have cared. That goes for a lot of things. Like, oh my God, man, you can't be doing that, man. The dead, like, bro, the dead person in most cases, I don't think would give a fuck. Um, but yeah, that was a huge drama. So either way, in the end, King's Day was just celebrated normally. As far as I'm aware, I didn't really follow it actually, but I know that they didn't go to the funeral. So, but yeah, like I said, it was never even standard for a royal family to go there. So I don't. Once again, I'm not really sure why that was even a huge thing that people were discussing. But yeah, they didn't go. Pretty sure our prime minister just went, which has been a dramatic prime minister. I mean, he's not really that bad of a guy, but I'm getting off topic here. But I mean, our political the political state of the Netherlands has been complicated. If you don't follow it, then you don't know. But if you're Dutch, like it's been dire. But yeah, man. Of course, so back on topic, man. The Pope. Yeah, rest in peace, Pope Francis once more. Yeah, he got buried on the Sunday a couple weeks ago already. By this point, and of course, then we got into the whole process of the selecting the new Pope. You had the cardinals. I don't know if that's the English word for it too. I mean, in Dutch it's kardinalen. I think it's cardinals in English. But yeah, the cardinals, pretty much the guys with the red things. I don't know why they wear red, but I think they wore like red and black. They all have to go in a room together, and they close the doors and they discuss, and then they vote, and then of course you have either the black smoke or the white smoke. But it was pretty fast. Like I was really expecting it's like some huge a huge moment like that way they would like really discuss for very a long time, like a lot of days, maybe even a week. And then we'd finally see white smoke. You'd be like, oh my god! But it was like the second day already, or maybe even the third that they already had white smoke. So yeah, it was very fast. And yeah, the new pope is Pope Leo the 14th. I'm pretty sure, which is just like is his pope name. I don't remember his actual name, but he seems like a chill guy. And what's also special about this pope is that he's from America, which makes him the first American pope, as well as yeah, the first non-Italian pope in ages. Apparently, the last 40 or something, maybe even more. I'm not sure exactly what the number was. Like the last 40 or something popes have all been Italian. So yeah, it's pretty crazy that not only, of course, this is the first American one, but also it's the first non-Italian one in ages. And the one before that was actually a Dutchman. So yeah, that was a long time ago, hundreds of years. But yeah, pretty cool stuff. So yeah, that's a new pope. He seems like a nice guy. He had his first speech or something as well, like last weekend. So yeah, shout out to him. He seems chill, and yeah, that's all the pope news there is, I guess. Um, Once again, yeah, rest in peace to Pope Francis, and he did seem like a nice guy. Of course, I'm not religious myself, but I know that it's a really big event. Like I underestimated how big the Pope really is as like a person. Like really didn't think that it would have this much impact. I mean, of course, I did. I'm from 2006, so Pope Francis was not the first pope that I had in my life. Maybe I don't know if there was another one in between that. I know that there was one. I don't know if that was before Francis or before that, but there was one that like resigned. Like if you're pope, it's like it's pretty much standard to be the pope until you die. But I know that like 2 or 3 popes ago, that was not the case. They actually resigned, and it was like a huge drama because that's just not normal. But also, one funny thing is that apparently, like none of the cardinals, because usually a cardinal gets picked. I'll get into that a bit more later, but none of the cardinals really wanted to be pope. Like they were scared to be picked, is what I like heard in like news, because apparently it's like the greatest sacrifice to be the pope because I guess it just puts you in such a big spotlight. Of course, I mean you're the head of the Catholic Church, which of course is a very big title. But of course, you also gotta have security around you 24/7. Like you're really well protected. Like you don't really have a sort of like normal life anymore at that point. So they see it as like the highest sacrifice is what one of them called it. So yeah, I did watch a bit of news regarding that. It was just on the national news, but yeah, very crazy stuff. Like pretty much they're all like discussing, and like no one really wants to be the Pope. I thought that was something that people strive for. Like I want to be the Pope, but no. Apparently they're really scared of being the Pope. But yeah, I mean everyone got to do what they want, man. Apparently the current Pope, I don't know if he's happy with it or not, but he does seem like a nice guy, and I'm sure he'll do a great job. He's only 69, which for a Pope is not super old. I mean, most popes are really old. And the thing is also with popes, they don't want to vote someone that's too young. You know, with the cardinals, they don't want to get someone that's too young because else they're going to be stuck with them for too long of a time. Because, like I said, it's pretty much standard that a pope will remain pope until death. So yeah, of course, if you're going to get someone that's like 50 or like even 60, you might be stuck on them for like 20 plus years, maybe even longer. So yeah, that's not something you really want. Apparently, I mean, I don't know why not. I don't know, man. But yeah, that's apparently not really what the Cardinals have in mind. So yeah, now we got someone that's 69. So yeah, he maybe got like another like yeah, maybe 15 to 20 years in him. Maybe we'll see. Hopefully, he has a long life. And yeah, like I said, what I said about the Cardinals. Yeah, usually a Cardinal will get picked to become the next Pope. But actually, I watched this show. It's a Dutch show called Lubach. And yeah, he had like a segment on his show about the whole new Pope thing. And apparently, yeah, any Catholic man can be the new Pope. Okay, so they could technically just select any random Catholic man to become the Pope. But it's been very standard over the last couple of years, not this years, centuries. I say last couple of centuries that it's just a cardinal. But yeah, it is technically possible. But of course, I mean, if they're just gonna decide between locked doors like that and just discuss with each other, like I don't think there's ever going to be a situation where a non-cardinal is going to be the Pope then. But back in the day, okay, this was a funny story that they told on that show. Apparently, one of the earliest popes, I don't know if it was one of the earliest, but it was like a while ago. It was just a random farmer, right? It's just a random farmer, and they were discussing the cardinals were discussing, getting a new pope. They were choosing who it was going to be, and this farmer just came along. He was just, I don't know, maybe you could like watch it back in the day how this Cardinals went through the whole process. But that farmer just pulled up, and a white pigeon, pretty sure, or a dove, either way, a white bird landed on his head of the farmer, and the Cardinals saw that, and apparently that's like a sign of the Holy Spirit. So they made that farmer the Pope. That was the story. So that's just insane. So yeah, that was one of those situations where a non-cardinal became the Pope. I don't know how that whole story ended exactly, but I do know that he did actually serve as a Pope back then. So yeah, but like I don't think something like that would happen again back in this modern age. But it has happened a few times before that a non-cardinal has actually just become the Pope. So that was a very funny story. That was just ridiculous, but true apparently. And yeah, like I said, it's also not standard for someone too young to be picked. I mean, at one point the youngest was like 18, and yeah, he got murdered after a few years. So, but he was very bad. I mean, historians said that he pretty much he turned the Pope Castle. I mean, I don't even know how you call that place. I'm just gonna say the Pope Castle, that house. He basically turned into like a whorehouse. He was very bad, not a great Pope. And then he got murdered and like thrown out of the window or something. So yeah, that didn't last super long, but still the youngest Pope ever. But yeah, that's enough Pope talk, man. Shout out to the popes and all the cardinals. It's a very cool system, so definitely interesting. Anyways, man, next topic I want to talk about the wars a bit in the world. Very also very relevant. Of course, we've been having Ukraine versus Russia, and also Israel and Palestine. And there's been another conflict added to this list, which has driven some tension in the world as well. It's India versus Pakistan, man. So yeah, I just want to briefly go over all these three conflicts real quick, and kind of give my takes on them, because I haven't really discussed like even Israel or versus Gaza, or I mean not versus Gaza, versus Palestine, and Russia versus Ukraine like very thoroughly in an episode. I think maybe I've spoken about Ukraine and Russia a bit more at some point, but yeah, I mean, first of all, man, all wars are just terrible. All right, I mean, there's really no point in doing any of that. Of course, my country as well has had a history of this. I mean, World War II was devastating for our country. Thankfully, of course, we have recovered from that since then, a long time ago. But yeah, it was actually this year is the 80th anniversary of freedom for Netherlands. So yeah, that's a big moment. And yeah, seeing all these wars, it's stupid, man. And of course, one of the reasons why I really liked Trump as well in the presidential elections was because he was trying to put an end to all these wars. Of course, he did temporarily do that with the Israel and Gaza conflict, but he's still in talks with the Ukraine and Russia, war. And the funny thing is, he's not really funny, but he when he was running for president, he said that the Russia versus Ukraine war would be ended within 24 hours. Okay, now it's been a little longer than that. We're on like day 104 or something, maybe even 105. And yeah, it's still not ended yet. So Trump taking a little bit longer than promised, but of course it's tough. I knew he was never going to do that, but I thought he was actually going to make an attempt. He didn't even really try at that point. So, but yeah, there's definitely been talks. There might be a ceasefire, but ceasefires, I don't know, man. It's always bullshit. I mean, especially also with India and Pakistan. That's like the newest conflict. There's this land. I'm pretty sure it was called Kashmir. That it's like you have Pakistan on the left and you have India on the right, and then like on the top, like border to both of them is a place called Kashmir. I don't know if this is like an official country by itself or something, or just like some sort of territory, but it's pretty big. And pretty much, I think it's also like split in half between who owns what. And yeah, pretty much the whole beef is like Pakistan says Kashmir is theirs, and India says Kashmir is theirs. So, yeah, they beef over that piece of country. Apparently, a piece of territory, as you said, piece of territory for a long time already, since like the 40s or something. So, yeah, just another silly, like, just conflict over just land. Like, bro, chill. But yeah, so there was some sort of incident, and that sparked, a broader, really a war with like missiles and stuff going, pretty sure. And the thing is, they're both nuclear powers. Like they both have nuclear weapons. So yeah, that's not great. But the thing is, though, that I did also see somewhere on the news, perhaps I don't really remember where I heard this, but the thing is, when both countries are have nuclear weapons, of course that's awful because if it escalates to a certain point, it's gonna be detrimental, and it could also, of course, be dangerous to the whole world itself. But it also means that both countries are gonna be more hesitant in doing things because of course they don't want it to escalate. They don't want people dropping nuclear weapons and stuff. So they don't want nuclear bombs on their fucking country, and the other way around, neither, of course. And yeah, so it might it might cause them to kind of come together and be like, okay, we can't be doing this stuff, and like they might not act as aggressively as they maybe would had there not been a threat of such a nuclear weapon. But yeah, I don't know, man. Either way, there was a ceasefire that actually Trump took care of. Trump saw that war beginning there. I don't know if it was an official war. It might have been. I don't know, but he saw that the war was sparking there, and yeah, he fixed it pretty fast. Within like a few days, he was like, "There's a ceasefire." But then, okay, either Pakistan or India broke it, but like they both blame each other, so there's really no way to know. I'm not trying to point blame to anyone here. As far as this conflict goes, I'm pretty sure I'm just completely neutral because I don't know enough history to really know. You know, I mean, even if the land did belong to a certain person, it's still ridiculous to have a war over that. But either way, neither of them should be fighting over this. Yeah, I don't really have necessarily a side on this because I don't know the history really. I saw a bit of a news piece about this though, that apparently the UK owned the entirety of India and also Pakistan, and Kashmir, which used to just be one big thing. I didn't even know that. I mean, that's a huge country as well. But then they just split it. They put all the Muslim people on the left, and then Pakistan was made there, and then every Hindu people went to India. But yeah, I don't know. Kashmir, something happened there, and it was not really divided properly. Either way, that's the whole reason this beef started, and it was back in the 1940s. So yeah, pretty stupid stuff. But yeah, like I said, the ceasefire was already broken. I don't really know what the status is currently, but it's currently May 14th, by the way. I didn't even mention the date. I'm probably going to upload this tomorrow on the 15th, on the Thursday. So yeah, just putting that out there. But in case something happens tomorrow or like even in a few hours, like I won't have that on here, of course. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's just stupid. Even with the war in Ukraine against Russia, there have been, I don't know if there was an official ceasefire at some point, but of course, a lot of times, what Russia will do is they'll do something and then blame it on Ukraine. They were like, okay, they did this first or something, and then they didn't even do anything. That's something that I have seen coming from Russia's side, but I don't know, man. It's definitely tough. All the wars, of course. If we're talking about Ukraine versus Russia, I don't support Russia in that at all. Okay, I think it's ridiculous, and we even have Korean and like Chinese soldiers fighting as well now, and I really don't get why. I mean, of course, there's some sort of thing in Ukraine which is like holy to the Russian religion or something, or like Russian history, and they want to have that, but it literally looks like they're just trying to take the whole country in at this point. Yeah, of course, they're working on a ceasefire. It looks like they're coming closer to an agreement, but it's still a ridiculous war. Like Russia is just taking a piece of Ukraine, and yeah, they're being selfish, bro. And it really is. Like Trump always says, it's just causing so much lives to be lost for no reason. And Ukraine and Russia isn't even like the worst thing ever because we, of course, also have Israel and Gaza. And I keep saying Gaza because people keep talking about Gaza, like how the situation is in Gaza. Of course, I'm talking about Palestine. But yeah, of course, the Gaza Strip, that's where the main issue is at the moment. Like, it's just an absolute hell there, bro. And like, I'm not an anti-Semite or anything. Like, I think it's been ridiculous how anyone who doesn't support Israel in this fight gets labeled an anti-Semite or like a Jew hater. Like, bro, come on. Like, I understand that, of course, there was that one attack, like a terrorist attack from Hamas, which is part of, the Palestine, which, took place in Israel. I don't remember what exactly the occasion was, but pretty sure it was like late 2023, in like October or something. Yeah, they killed like 150 just innocent civilians, as far as I know. But that was, of course, horrible. But that just does not excuse the how Israel. I mean, we're like 1.5 years later, is still just bombing the whole fucking country to fucking pieces. I mean, there's people starving, children dying, women dying, starving. Like, it's fucking insane. Like, of course, I understand if there's a little bit of, you know, a little bit of fighting going on after, like, you get a terrorist attack on your country. But like, to still be doing this so much later, and they've killed like over 50,000 fucking people, as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, I mean, what the fuck are you even doing here? Like, why are they still going? And they're even stopping like humanitarian. I fucked up that fucking word. Humanitarian resources. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, humanitarian resources. Like, people are like with trucks on the fucking border. Like, bro, get us in. We're trying to deliver food to these people. They're in critical condition. There are literally people starving to death there in fucking Gaza, bro. And yeah, I don't know, man. It does hurt to see on the news, like, but also it gets tiring, bro. Like, I was thinking about this. Like 2 days ago, I was watching news with my parents. Every single fucking day is just some update about Ukraine or Russia and or Israel and Gaza. Like, bro, I've heard enough, bro. Like, just shut the fuck up. But really though, it just feels like it's been the same. Like, we're just stuck in the same fucking loop. Like, Ukraine and Russia has been for 3 years now, and it's been almost constantly in the news. I will say it was a bit quieter when the Israel and Gaza war was really popping off. Like, it was not that much about Ukraine and Russia anymore, but still, right now it's just really both. Like, every single day there's just some new fucking news story about either of those things, or both sometimes. And yeah, I'm done, bro. Like, just fucking end the wars. I don't want to see the shit on the news anymore. It really pisses me off. But yeah. Once again, I really I don't understand all the Israel support. I mean, of course, I understand that Israel also has had a rough history. When you're also, of course, looking at Jewish history, World War II, and of course, there's been a lot of discrimination against the Jews. But like, it's not liking Israel in this situation is just not really. I can't blame anyone for it, and it's not even Jew hating or anything like that. It's just they're just literally tens of thousands of people have been killed. Okay, like I said, the Hamas attack was the first thing that happened. Okay, but like, that was like 150 people, and I'm not saying that those people don't matter or something, but I'm just saying, like, if the war went on for like 2 or 3 months, okay, but like, it's been a year and a half. Just stop. And it's been absolutely insane how they're blocking resources for these people as well, like humanitarian resources, just trucks at the border wanting to get in there and help people out. The whole fucking country, whole Gaza Strip. I don't know, like, there's like two pieces of it: Palestine, I'm pretty sure, and then like, I'm not exactly sure how the map works, but yeah, it's awful. I don't know how that other piece is doing though. I just know Gaza is like the most main talked about thing. I don't know if the other piece is like, also bombed to pieces, but yeah, it's a really insane situation, and it, of course, like I said, it's Ukraine and Russia is bad, but this is far worse. All right, like, this is awful to witness, and it just doesn't end. I don't know when it will end. Like I said, there was a bit of a ceasefire a couple months ago with Putin, with not Putin, with Trump, stepping in and making sure something happened there. But then it just got broken, and now we're just back to, where we started, I guess. And yeah, it's just I don't know. For Israel complaining so much about Jew hate and stuff and anti-Semites, they're not really making themselves very likable at this moment. I should say, like, I really dislike Netanyahu for sure. That guy, how he's been handling things and how he's also talking in certain speeches. Like, bro, just stop the war. What are you doing, bro? It's just getting ridiculous. And of course, I'm not trying to fully blame Hamas either for that first terrorist attack, because I know there's just a long history of Israel and Palestinian conflicts, and also I saw like a map of like Palestine and Israel 100 years ago versus now, and there was like a timeline, and apparently Israel just kept taking more and more. So yeah, it's just it's been a big issue for a while. So I'm not saying that. Of course, they're completely in the wrong for an attack either. But I'm just saying, when we're looking at this situation, from that attack until this moment, like, Israel is doing way too much. It should have stopped ages ago. But yeah, it has not. So Who knows for how long it will continue? I just hope that all the wars stop as soon as possible, of course. But yeah, World War III, man, we might be heading to it towards it. We don't really know. Of course, we still have Trump in office, who's trying to cool things down. But when we have, Russia and Ukraine, which might at some point, if it escalates, get the whole entire EU involved. Um, and now with the Israel and Gaza stuff, it could also, get worse, and some other countries. Because like I'm pretty sure Israel had like tension with Iran or Iraq, one of the two, a couple months ago too. But that was pretty sure settled. There were like drone attacks from Iran, I think. That was pretty wild. I'm pretty sure I discussed it on the podcast too. I don't even remember exactly what happened there, but yeah, of course, India versus Pakistan. If that ever escalates, it's also pretty bad because they are two big countries as well. But yeah, I hope everyone is doing safe. If anyone is in these locations or nearby them, and it does make me sad though, because of course when we're talking about the Jew hates and stuff and the anti-Semitism, it does make me sad to see just regular folks, just regular people, get slammed for their for where they are from or what they represent, because of course they have no ties to that fucking war at all, right? And it's also the same with Russia, because there's a lot of Russian citizens as well who just are just chilling, like, but they get banned from all sorts of events, like from like sporting competitions and stuff. Like Russia is not allowed in a lot of things anymore, which is just kind of sad, because those people did not want this at all either. Like most people want the wars to stop. A lot of the Israeli and population also wants it to stop, pretty sure. So yeah, just awful stuff. I just want to put these wars, really just highlight them a little bit here, just talk about them a little more depth, because they're horrible things, of course. And I want to give my take on all of that stuff. So hopefully, yeah, Ukraine war ends as soon as possible. Israel Palestine war ends as soon as possible, and if India and Pakistan are still beefing, then hopefully that ends soon as well. But yeah, the thing is with these conflicts, they always come back. I mean, these three current things have both been reoccurring, right? We had, like I said, there's been a huge history of conflict between Israel and Palestine, as well as between Ukraine and Russia. Not a huge one between those, but there was the fact is that Russia did actually also do something similar to this in like 2014, I think. So like these are all reoccurring things, as well as India and Pakistan. Apparently, they've had like tension between this for this piece of countries like the 40s, tons of conflicts as well. Um, so yeah, I don't know, man. It's been insane for sure, and yeah, how this will go further, I'm really not sure. But hopefully, like I said, hopefully nothing insane happens, and yeah, hopefully peace will be all up on Earth again soon. Anyway, man, last thing I want to talk about on this episode, we got to talk a little bit about Kanye West, man. I got to talk about it. If you guys know, then you know. He dropped a song called HH, okay, which is an abbreviation for something. If you know, you know. It's praising a certain World War II leader. While we're on the topic of wars, yeah, I'm pretty sure you know who I'm talking about. But yeah, it's an insane song. You've probably heard it before. It's been going viral. But yeah, he's been really losing it as of late. I mean, he even dropped a song earlier. I'm pretty sure that drops after I dropped my recent episode. But he also dropped a song called Cousins, and also WW3. He dropped like three different singles, and he's all in his Nazi arc, I should guess I should call it. Um, yeah, it's kind of insane how these songs are being perceived. I mean, I think that they're all great songs for different reasons, though. Of course, I'm not supporting any lyrical content, but the beats are crazy, bro. I do actually love Cousin as well from a lyrical standpoint, because he actually doesn't talk about any Nazi stuff in there. Um, Although it is a really weird song. He basically, I don't know why, but Kanye just one day decided to wake up and say like, okay, I'm gonna admit the craziest thing about me ever, and he just went on Twitter and he said that apparently he used to look at like he said, I quote his own tweet here, dirty magazines with his cousin, like all the way back when they were like little. Apparently his cousin was like 6 years old, and apparently Kanye gave him head, which is crazy. He sucked his cousin's dick when his cousin was 6. So that was a wild thing to admit. randomly on Twitter. Um, so yeah, that was an insane random moment from Kanye West there. I don't know if it's true or not. Maybe he was just saying random bullshit. But with Kanye West, you never know. So if that is true, then that's just a crazy experience for sure, and might explain some of the reasons why he's so fucked in the head. But apparently, his cousin also like killed a woman like years later. So, and he's like he feels like he's part to blame for that. I don't know in how far he would you know be blamed for that, but either way, a very a wild thing to admit. And then he made a song about it called Cousins, which it does have a weird first verse where he basically talks about that whole situation, but it does also bring us some emotion for sure because it's like a real like traumatic experience, bro. Um, and then the second part of the song is definitely my favorite, but it is unfortunately AI, which is just rough. I would prefer if Kanye West just did his own vocals, of course, and not use AI. But it's basically it's a Dave Blunt song, which is like a meme rapper. I spoke about him in the last episode too, I think, or the episode before that. I'm not sure. I know I've talked about him before though. But actually, did I talk about this song in the last episode? I'm not even sure. Because I did talk about Dave Blunt, so I remember that. But either way, the second part is just a Dave Blunt song, but then with an AI Kanye filter over it, and he replaced one word. So he did speak in one word, and then the rest was just all AI. But those lyrics really hit though. Those lyrics in the second part are great. So yeah, it definitely is a great song, also with great production and a great sample. But yeah, WW3, that song, it's just straight up him admitting to being a Nazi, and as well as the newest song HH, which has been banned from streaming services all around, which is interesting, of course. It gets banned on YouTube, it gets banned on Apple Music, Spotify, and SoundCloud, probably more services as well. Um, like I said, it's a song where he praises a certain World War II leader, and it's also in the title, right? Like HH is just an abbreviation I'm saying because I'm not trying to say the full title, but I think you know what it is. But yeah, the thing is though, there are songs on Apple Music at least. I don't know, I'm gonna look it up on Spotify real quick that do have the same title and that are not banned. Okay, okay, yeah, I do see it here on Spotify as well. There are definitely certain songs with that HH title that are just not banned. So why is Kanye West's song getting banned though? Of course, that's the topic of discussion here. And Kanye West, I don't think he's a full-on Nazi, like genuinely. I think he just does a lot of things. Just like he's just like a top tier rage baiter, bro, and he's just a top tier troll, and he's just really pushing the limits of free speech and just seeing what he can do. Um, and yeah, just kind of testing the industry, I guess, or like testing the world. I don't know, man. He just likes to be able to say whatever he wants when he wants, and I don't think he means all of it, but yeah, whether he means any of this is, of course, the lyrical content in those songs is, of course, the question. But he does express a lot of Jew hate on his Twitter, um, as well as in some of those songs. So, yeah, whether any of that is like, true, I think definitely some of it is because he does talk about it and how Jews apparently run the industry and try to, ruin him. The thing is, though, that he is kind of proving a point. A lot of people think because, of course, he is dropping this song HH, and it is being banned. It's being removed from stuff. But yeah, the real question is though. I mean, why is it being removed if there are other songs by other artists who have the same title but are not removed, right? So yeah, I don't know why it is being removed from streaming services if other artists that have the same title don't have it removed. So yeah, he's just trying to say that see, it's getting removed. I'm getting censored everywhere. It's the Jews. You see who runs the industry is what he's trying. His point is trying to make, which I don't know, man. It's kind of a crazy point to make, but I mean, it does have a little bit of you know truth to it, I guess, because it is kind of wild though, because it is true. He is getting banned off these things, while other people, you know, have uploaded the same thing and haven't gotten their song banned. So I don't know what's up with that. What the inconsistency is there? Maybe it's also because of his size, of course. That's the reason. But they should definitely hammer down on those other songs and that also share the same title. Either way, it's still a great song though. Of course, not for lyrical content, but the way it sounds. Like the beat is crazy, and like the beat drop is absolutely insane. And there's also a version with the hooligans, which is just a like a, it's like Inter Milan super fans who will just like chant, just football chants in stadiums. They'll just chant on the song. He's used that in a couple songs before. Most notably, I think it was Carnival and what's that one song called? I forgot what it's called, but it was on Vultures 2. It was basically like a Carnival Part 2. Yeah, so that was interesting because they literally they used the hooligans to like chant, you know, HH. So that kind of sounded crazy. There's like a couple versions of that song now out. But yeah, they're getting banned everywhere. They're only like on Twitter really available to view. There's like a music video too. But yeah, insane stuff, man. Kanye West, still somehow getting crazier each time. Like, for the past couple of years, people have just been wondering, like, what is the limit with this guy, bro? Like, how much crazier can it get? It can get crazier. The new song HH is definitely a new peak. So yeah, we'll see what he does after this. Definitely not helping his case against not getting canceled or like make a sort of comeback in industry. I don't know what he's trying to do, man, but it's insanity. And yeah, I am still hyped for his new album though, because I do think that the sounds that he's been creating still sound great. I just I just wish he stopped using AI and maybe just went back to a little bit more normal lyricism rather than whatever the fuck this has been. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's so interesting to see though. Definitely an interesting artistic evolution, and the way he's testing the boundaries of the industry, and I don't know, just making these waves. I mean, it is interesting, but also not really in a positive way. Either way, man, that's all I really want to talk about this episode. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed. Like I said, man, currently May 14th, 2-year anniversary of the podcast, man. Still kicking it. Probably gonna upload this tomorrow. Like I said, I don't really have time to edit it right now, honestly. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you guys have a good rest of your month, and I'll see you guys sometime next month. See ya.